The 1960s was a decade when the world stood dangerously close to nuclear destruction. The Cold War was heating up day by day. On one side, the Soviet Union was displaying its power, and on the other side, the United States was strengthening its defense lines. In this tense era, Canada and the USA stood shoulder to shoulder, protecting the skies of North America together. Both armies built a steel shield of radar stations stretching from Alaska to Greenland, where American and Canadian pilots stayed awake through the nights, fearing that a Soviet bomber might appear at any moment, and they would have to intercept it instantly. Then came 1962, the peak of Cold War tension. When the United States discovered Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba, the world froze in a single moment. Emergency orders were prepared in the Washington War Room. The U.S. Navy imposed a naval blockade, and at the same time, Canada placed its army on the highest state of alert. Canadian fighter jets stood ready to operate under U.S. tactical command. Had war broken out, the first nuclear strikes would have targeted North America, and both nations' armies would have faced them together on the same front line. During this decade, the United States entered the Vietnam War. Canada was officially not part of the conflict, but the real story was very different. Canadian helicopters, medical teams, engineers, and logistics units continuously supported U.S. forces. More than 30,000 Canadian volunteers even traveled to fight alongside American troops on the Vietnam front lines. Soldiers of both nations shared the same trenches and faced the same dangers. Borders meant nothing there. Only the duty of a soldier mattered. Soviet submarines moved under the ice, and American and Canadian navies tracked them through freezing nights, using sonar signals to prevent any submarine from crossing into North American waters. In -40-degree winds, Canadian and American patrol aircraft depended on each other's signals to keep the Arctic secure. The purpose of the entire decade was simple: keep North America safe. The USA and Canada were not just allies, they had become each other's first line of defense. Every night patrol, every drill, and every mission of the 1960s forged a bond between the two nations that remains solid as steel even today. This is the story of the soldiers who prevented another world war from erupting.